Romancing the Dungeon is a softcore D&D podcast about heroes navigating their daily lives while looking for love in a world full of peril, monsters and heartbreakers. This show is intended for mature audiences as it contains adult themes. But you can listen to it with your friends. You can listen to stuff that's adult themed with your friends too. Anyway, content warning for specific episodes can be found in the episode description. Okay, let me grab my notes. Last time on Romancing the Dungeon. Just feel like I've been following other people's paths all my life, and I don't know whether that's my fault or not.
It's not you. It's the curse. I spurned the one who cares for love. She married me. I have survived, and you will too. It would probably just be better if you just stayed here, Fia.
I'm going to sneak off into town.
Every time ye swan into the place, money and valuables go missing. Birdie, this is where you got off to. You look vaguely familiar. You know who I am, just as much as I know who you are.
I am sorry about earlier. I just wanted...
Oh, don't worry about it. All's taken care of. All's fine. We all make mistakes, Birdie.
A new diary for a new me. I'm not sure what belongs here yet. Jumbled thoughts circle in my head, especially about the Faelight Cabaret. I tried to capture how the lights and music feel, but the page feels empty. Long nights make me restless. Only sleep offers me any quiet. Very strange dreams follow though. Each time, it feels like you're near. I miss you.
For the last 2 nights, Via, you have heard the howling winds just roar past the shuttered window of your caravan. The Faelight Cabaret have been travelling along the Dragon's Back Mountains, occasionally stopping. When the storm seems to worsen, everything kind of comes to a halt, but you've been kind of traveling day and night. What do you think she's been doing in all that time so far?
I think she's getting really bored, obviously, like Rash being in with her as well. I don't know if he's been coming and going or what's the story.
He's very much been in situ.
Yeah.
He's keeping his distance. He's there. The novelty of a new friend has worn off and he went, oh, old enemy.
Yeah.
But he's staying with you.
Yeah, so I suppose mostly she's kind of been talking out loud to herself, really trying to figure out how is she going to help Nana and Sykes, because even off of their last interaction, they were not reacting the way they usually would. Like Nana was not reacting the way she usually would. And obviously with Rash being here, when I know he probably would not want to be around me, considering our sordid past, the cogs in her head are just spinning, and she's been trying to distract herself as well, because she's also nervous with Claudine. Claudine really scares her. She's like, do I really want to get my toes dipped into this? So she's been trying to distract herself by writing in her journal, but it's not been any sort of continuous thought, which she usually is able to write down. It's been little scratches here and there of small little notes of no consequence, really. So that's kind of what she's been doing while she's been cooped up for this period of time.
Sort of lost in thoughts, and you're kind of into the 3rd night now of traveling. You left the town of Boudoir 2 nights ago, and you've been kind of traveling, like I said, stopping and starting every now and again, just as the storm seems to worsen. The troop haven't pulled in to make camp in that time. They've just kind of stopped on the road.
Yeah.
And occasionally you do hear the odd kind of shout from further up along or a little bit behind your caravan, kind of about hold, we need diggers. And you can kind of hear people, like some of the crew, kind of rushing around. Would you think, like, would she poke her head out? Would she be kind of looking to see what's happening, or? She
would be, yeah, and also taking the time to get a scope of, actually, about the actual caravans themselves. Mm-hmm. Do each of them have, say, their own horses and driver pulling, or are they all interlinked to each other like a train line?
Yeah, it's more like that you are kind of tethered to each sort of wagon in front of you.
I suppose when they are stopping for those moments, like looking around in quotations, she's trying to suss out where is Nana and Sykes's caravan, where is Seamus's caravan, where is Claudine and Ronnie's caravan in the queue, as it were, to hers.
You can give me an investigation check with advantage, only because you know Claudine and Ronnie's, you've been summoned to it. So you kind of know that generally is at the front. Like it's kind of one of the first, it's one of the bigger ones. But give me an investigation check just to see if you can kind of spot where Nana Sykes might be and then where Seamus's might be as well.
So do you want 2 separate investigations for those maybe? Or do the same one cover it?
We'll see how well you kind of roll.
24.
Why did I even ask?
I don't have anything else going for me.
You know, when you pulled out of Boudoir, you had kind of called on Seamus. And you know, when the wagons were like these caravans were kind of being hitched up, he is probably 4, if not 5 in front. A lot of these, the performers are kind of bundled together.
Yeah.
And the caravans are very much the same. Like you were kind of given your own kind of space. With the exception of Nixie and Willow, they travel together. You do see kind of Nana and Rash. They're kind of unfazed.
Yeah.
They're not really, like they you get kind of a salute, but it's the same as if any of the other stagehands or crew would salute. Like they acknowledge you, but Nana doesn't kind of come bounding up to you to, check on Rash or ask, give you any kind of gossip.
That's like, in the terms, it's a huge red flag that she's not checking on Rash of all things. Never mind me.
You notice that further back along, so kind of closer to where you are than the front, there's a lot of the kind of props, the stage, supplies, cook, all those are the ones that are kind of towards the back.
Okay, yeah.
So with the kind of performers kind of sandwiched in the middle.
Gotcha. So it's like order of like, I suppose like Ronnie and Claudine, performers, and then stagehands and supplies. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Towards the back.
Yeah. So Nana and Sykes's one is in that kind of cacophony. Like,
yeah, if you went kind of like by kind of a train car, first class tends to be at the front.
Yeah.
And then you've kind of got like business class, which would be your performers. First class being Ronnie and Claudine. Then you've got like economy class, that is your stagehands, crew, security, all those kind of folks, cook, anyone that's not a performer or involved in kind of entertainment. Because there are other performers that don't maybe necessarily go on stage, but there's jugglers, there's mimes.
the crowd workers, as it were. Yeah.
And then you've got your crew behind them, and then you've got your cargo at the back.
So they would be like 8 or 9 behind, possibly, maybe?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Kind of 8 or 9 behind you with kind of Ronnie and Claudine. Kind of, you can imagine Fia kind of smacked right in the middle.
Yeah. Just kind of behind maybe the other performers who've been there longer.
Exactly. You were the last.
Yeah.
Before you get to kind of the crowd workers, you are kind of the last kind of stage performer.
I guess what I'm going to try and do, I don't know how successful this will be, is when it's later in the night, is I'm going to try and make my way on top of the carriages to Nana and Sykes. Okay. To do this, I am taking off the items that Claudine gave me, that I am Fia in front of them. I'm hoping maybe that might spark, when I do get there, a memory in them, and also like, you know, the protection necklace and stuff as well, just to be Fia as much as possible for when I meet them. And my idea for how to get there is to use my Echo Knight, pop them up on top of one of the carriages behind me, and then just keep trading places and popping it and trade the whole way down.
With kind of night settled in, you do hear another call to hold, stop, and then you just hear Ronnie there's a kind of a sharp whistle, just sort of cuts over the noise of the wind, and you just hear, "Make camp, we will be providing provisions." And then that's sort of passed down along as the troop comes to a stop. It is late at night. You can still hear the wind outside, kind of whistling away. This is what it's been like the past 2 nights. That there's nowhere really to make, kind of to set up, you know, what you would have done outside of Noise or Boudoir.
So I'm assuming then in a way that provisions are getting brought to each of the carriages?
Yes, there's been kind of like that. Some of the crew have been kind of bringing food kind of up and kind of back, and kind of water. You know, you're not eating like dried meats and like, you know, blocks of rations. Like you've actually been given like, it's fresh bread, vegetables, some fruit, meats, cheeses. Like
insanely good travel food. Like it's ridiculous.
And like and again, like on the first night, it was actually soup that was kind of fed. But the storm wasn't as severe as it kind of turned out to be. Cook hasn't really been able to set up and make do with what she normally does. Even still, having traveled on the road and having been forced to kind of eat those sort of like
rations, it's very odd comparatively.
Yes, you've never traveled like this.
Never, no.
And there is a little while later, there is a knock on your door, and there is a dwarven man wrapped, again, not the same person that's kind of called. It seems to be a different member of the cabaret, like the last kind of nights. But they're all kind of, you see, they're all wearing very heavy coats and cloaks and furs kind of wrapped up. There is snow and frost kind of sticking to his beard.
I'm assuming it's not they're bringing a bowl by bowl. They're bringing a big vat, because we'd probably have bowls in our... And I like, as soon as they knock, I know I'm just going to go there with my bowl to not leave them out in the cold so they can move on quickly after filling it.
You were correct. Yeah, they have been kind of just dropping the bundles, like kind of all tied up in cloth. And it's very much the same, that there's a knock, and as you kind of go to open the door, they were opening it anyway. You see the trail of the caravan kind of winding and then just disappearing into the night and the snow. You see either side of the road are just embanked by it. He has somebody with him tonight. There's somebody holding up a lantern, and you do see kind of dotted further up along, there are groups of people that are just kind of moving with these lanterns.
Gotcha. So I take the food off them that's being offered. I suppose if at this point they're looking for anything back, like wrappings from the previous night and stuff, I have them done there, prepared to give back to them if they're taking them back now.
He does.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's that thing of like, as you...
Trade in, trade out. Yeah. And I'm actually going to sit with my door open. Like, I know it's still snowing and stuff, but I'm just going to sit with the door open, just looking out at everything that's going on. Just on the floor of the caravan, just watching what's going on and feeding part of the food to Rash as well.
As you kind of sit down, kind of the door open, and then you do feel the cold, like the air just kind of whip up around you, it drowns any warmth in the caravan. A couple of candles that you're lighting are kind of wafting kind of quickly back and forth. And you just see these various different workers just kind of traveling up and down the line of the troop, bringing kind of supplies and checking on kind of the caravans, occasionally kind of calling out to each other. You can't be certain because the wind is it's picking up. You thought you heard Nana or Sykes. But again, they don't approach, they don't come near. As you kind of make your kind of count of the caravans, you're like, okay, so 4 up from me, that is most likely Seamus, if your count is right. And then 3 up from that, because you can just about see it at the front. You can see Claudine's and Ronnie's trailer, like that bigger caravan. And then you see kind of the front end with kind of like the Faelight Cabaret, that kind of big advertising.
Yeah.
That's the person that rolls into town, just sort of half jutting out of the dark and almost kind of swallowed up by a bend. You don't see much of the landscape. It's just blanketed in darkness and that flurry of snow that kind of billows around. As you pass food back to Rash, he's not taking it from your hand.
Yes, I would assume not.
He, like, as you kind of put it on the floor, he kind of paws it a little bit and he kind of brings it closer to himself. He does eat it. Give me a perception check.
Natural 1.
You don't notice it, but his tail is wagging occasionally. And then he's trying to be stealthy about it.
Yeah.
But he can't help it. You kind of turn back to look and his tail has stopped moving. As you kind of just stare out into that, there's a moment, you can just kind of feel the kind of the cold whip up, and as you can, sort of a soft cheese that you're kind of nibbling at. You're kind of pulled out. You hear kind of the crunching of the snow underfoot, and just approaching you. Again, lantern held up over her head. You see Ronnie and Claudine, both wearing very heavy furs, very well-made furs. How are fixings, Birdie?
Everything's fine. Just getting the air cleaned out in the caravan.
I imagine it gets quite musty, and her eyes kind of drift in, and she looks at Rash. He just continues to nibble, and like he's kind of munching down on kind of the food that you've kind of left.
He's good company, in fairness. I don't mind it. I'd do this even if it was just me.
She kind of gives a smile. Everything, you don't need anything?
No, I'm very well being provided for, thank you.
Of course, little bird, you are our star, our shining beacon. And Ronnie kind of goes to step in, and Claudine just... If you need anything at all, you just... you come to the front, you knock, or you ask one of our helpers. We are going to have to take a little diversion from the road. You understand? The storm is just rolling in.
Yeah.
It will be very difficult to keep going like this, but just a little bit of time, and then we will have you in Vijzaj, as they say, split lickety.
That's totally fine. It's better to be safe.
That it is. Birdie. She just kind of places a hand on the frame of the carriage. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
And she goes to move, and Ronnie is just kind of, again, the lantern kind of over his head, just kind of staring at you. She moves, and then there's just a Ronald, and he follows after like literally a split second later.
I just kind of watch them. I suppose they're making their way down, and probably back up again. I'm waiting for my time until everyone has settled. People have gone back to their caravans for the night, and a bit of time has passed. So hopefully most people are asleep.
You find yourself kind of almost waiting and listening.
Mm.
And even the kind of the cold starts to get to you, like the caravan's aired out a small bit. As you close the door and kind of sit and wait, listening for the footsteps, listening for any sign of Ronnie and Claudine kind of returning, occasionally kind of just looking out through the little lats of the window shutters. You do see those crews now that most people have kind of been brought fresh food and supplies and stuff like that. It's gotten a little darker on the road because there's not as many lanterns. Some of the every third carriage has a light fixed to it, including yours. The front is a little bit more illuminated, so you can kind of see around. Evening rolls past. You do hear at one stage a fit of giggling that you recognize as that little, it's kind of grating. It's that particular little giggle of Willow's and Nixie's. And again, Ronald, under her breath, carries on the wind.
So they have gone back. Up past me. Yeah, okay.
From the back, you hear a bit of music. This isn't uncommon. You've heard this. It's not loud. It's not kind of, but it's there. Sort of just obviously some people in the back, maybe some of the musicians are just playing to kind of
wind down the evening.
Yeah.
Okay. And from previous nights, how long do they usually go on for that?
You've kind of fallen asleep,
so I couldn't really tell. Okay. I guess it is a case of like after eating, like I do want to give it, like I said, that breath of time so that hopefully most people have fallen asleep.
So you're waiting much later into the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl also doesn't need that much sleep either. So
no, that's handy.
Yeah, it's very handy. So when it is much later into the night, I'm changing into that new black leather armor that I got and any of the darker clothing that I have, just to make sure I don't get caught in anything weird. I'm not wearing a cloak, but just bundling up any kind of tight clothing that I have that's warm, which
few and far between.
I know, but it's just trying my best with what I've got. And even stuff that is a bit looser, I am trying to like use my belts and stuff to like ratchet it close to me just so it doesn't get caught in anything if I can. And I go to the back window over the bed and I'm looking out at the roof of the caravan next to me, and my echo is going to pop up there on top, and then I'm swapping places.
Give me a stealth roll. Give me 2 stealth rolls.
Natural 20 for the first one.
Okay.
And a 21 for the second.
As you peer out that window, like the faint light coming from the lantern swinging from yours, you do see it kind of drifting back and forth as the wind kind of casts it back. You can see out, and you do see the kind of the rim of the caravan, the roof kind of behind you. You can see also in the distance, probably around 40 feet away, there is somebody moving up along the carriages, and probably somebody on watch, somebody keeping an eye on the road, making sure there's no vagabonds or thieves or whatever it might be, and just making sure that nothing has come loose with the storm and everything like that. But as your eyes drift from that back to the roof, there is just a flurry of smoke, and on the roof appears your Econite. She stoops low, and then as you exhale, you just swap positions, and you're now on the roof. Immediately the cold hits you. As much as you tried tying down sleeves and tucking pants into boots and whatnot, it gets in everywhere.
Yeah.
It stings at your eyes, and a few wisps of hair kind of are caught around. You are on the roof.
So, keeping in mind that person who's walking along 40 feet ahead of me, I'm keeping to the far side of the roof from them, and I'm just repeating that process of Econite on the next roof and swapping places. It's to minimize noise and steps on the roof.
Okay, so you're not so much moving on the roof.
No.
As you are just popping the Econite and swapping each time. So I'm going to let those stealth rolls last, just for the moment, because between the fact that it's night, the fact that the storm hasn't let up, and the fact that you are not actually moving, you are just sort of swapping each time. You pass, and it's that dwarven man from earlier on that you kind of just catch a glimpse, or you think it is, kind of based on kind of the height and what you kind of, as you kind of moved past them, pretty certain it was them. As you swap for the third time, you do see that you are now much further back along the trail of the carriages. And these ones now are looking a little like they're painted and they're maintained, but they're not as ornate as the performers. They're not as ornate as what's at the front. These are very much sort of storage cargo.
Or say like the older performers, ones that were passed down. Used, yeah.
Give me a perception check.
That's another natural 20.
Okay. As you swap places with the echo, and you see there's only about 4 carriages left, you hear a faint sound. You can hear kind of a conversation. You recognize the voice of Nana, and then there is just a grunt of acknowledgement from Sykes. It's as obvious. You're standing on their carriage.
Okay. So just so I have view of their window, so I can do the same pop in thing, I'm going to get down to the door, pop my Echo Knight into their caravan and just go swap over. So I'm inside with them.
Are you trying to stealth?
Yeah, so no one outside. There's no one around.
Just that guard.
And he's gone, I'm assuming because it's slow trekking with the snow, he's gone.
You've watched him kind of loop. So he goes down so far. He doesn't go all the way to the end, but he has looped back. So you've kind of got a couple of minutes before he comes back.
Okay. I want to take this time to get down and Echo Knight swap inside their caravan, because I just need a view of the inside so I can actually put my Echo Knight in there.
You pop into the caravan and you see that it's actually a little bigger as you kind of peer in, and then you swap. It is a little bigger than yours.
Yeah, and I'd say she's only realised it, like she has been in theirs before, but she only realises it now after being in hers and
They've
coming back.
Separate bunks.
Yeah.
So they're at opposite. There's kind of a bed at one side. There's a bed on the other. Where you have that little wash basin, they just have the 2 beds, and there's a strong smell of smoke in the room, like kind of like a tobacco-y smell. And as you put in, you see that Nana is kind of on her side. Sykes is also on his side, but he's staring at the wall, and she's just chatting. And then literally you just hear, "Oh, by hell's dogs! Fia, what are you doing?"
I came to check on you because Rash has been with me for the last few days. Have you not been worried about him?
He's grand, isn't he? Just.
That's not like you. Like, are you okay? What's going on? Everything here.
No, we're fine, Fia. Right, Sykes? And they're just kind of, See? Right as rain. You probably shouldn't be out though. Like, with the storm and everything. And we'd hate for you to get hurt because, if you injured yourself, you wouldn't be able to perform, and that would really upset Ronnie and Claudine.
This is really confusing me, how she's like talking so like much about being concerned for the cabaret to that extent. So I walk over to her and I'm like, Nana, I'm really, really sorry that I have to do this. Please forgive me. And I want to smack her across the face.
Give me an attack roll at an advantage, just because you're doing it kind of as, not really a surprise because you just told her you're going to do, but I think just sort of she's not expecting you to hit her.
Yeah. 22.
You just kind of open palm slap. You can see where the palm of your hand strikes the right side of her face. There's a big red mark. What in the absolute fuck was that for, Fia? Ow!
You're not acting like yourself. You're like not concerned that Rash isn't with you. You are showing such amazing concern for the Faelight Cabaret. I'm sorry. Like, You and Sykes and Rash were all about being bounty hunters and being out by yourselves and being independent, and this place is weird. Do you not see that this place is weird?
I see that you're being really weird. And if I can say so, Fia, a little ungrateful.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what was wrong with you. Like, are you under some sort of trance or something? That's why I don't know what's going on with this place. It's crazy. Am I like... What is happening here?
We're working for room and board like everybody else.
But, yeah. But you're saying you're going to stay with them now forever?
What? We're part of the troupe. We're part of the family.
But that's not who you are. You've never talked like this before.
What concern is it of yours? You're going to be ditching us in Vijzaj, so...
My concern is that you guys are all okay. Where is this?
We're fine.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what else to do. Oh, poor Rash is so worried about you. Are you not so...
Have him.
What?
If you're worried about Rash, you take him.
Are you nuts? And I grab her and I just start shaking her. It's like, what is going on with you?
No. You can get your bloody hands off me. And she kind of just shoves you. Fia, I'd like you to leave. I would. Sykes, same. And there's a grunt.
I just feel like you've forgotten who you really are.
You didn't really know us in the first place, Fia, so... No harm.
Very crestfallen. I turn around with my back to them. Sorry, I guess I don't. I'm sorry for interrupting your night. And I look out the window, pop my Echo Knight back up on the roof in front of me and disappear.
Give me your stealth rolls again, please.
Unnatural 20 and 25.
Again, just kind of timing it, and the crew member on patrol, he kind of stops for a moment, kind of just, you see him you can see kind of smoke coming up, like kind of he's a pipe jutting out from behind his hood. Give me a perception check.
Oh gosh. 17.
Unnatural 20.
Ugh.
There's a moment for the second time as you kind of swap, and you're now kind of just close to your carriage. It's that thing of, as you go to swap places back with your Echo Knight now that it's in your carriage, you don't know why, but you look over your shoulder. It's one of those weird, it's just that sensation of, briefly felt like somebody was watching you.
That does make me slightly nervous as I'm making my way back to my carriage. And when I get there and I make it inside, covered in snow and cold, Fia I can't look at Rash.
Oh, you have to, because he's on the bed. And he's got something in his mouth. You know the way the dogs just kind of like burrow into the blankets and into the bed? The mattress is half turned as well. He's fully sort of nested in that space. And you do hear kind of a very wet, slobbering sound as he's kind of definitely sort of mawing on something.
What you got? Give it to me. Oh, come on, Rash. No, please.
And you do hear, oh, heavens, if you could quite ask the beast to take me out of his mouth, that would be most appreciated.
Rash, let it go.
There's just...
I know. I'm looking around for anything, and I see, like, I still have, like, a bread roll kind of stuffed away. I'm like, here, do you want this? Do you want some more food?
Give me an animal handling check.
Oh, God. This one really so good. 6.
He turns and you see sort of flailing is not the right word, but flailing
Dangling, kind of.
and very sort of slowly clicking its arms. The little clockwork ballerina is in his mouth.
Oh my god, Rash, please let it go. Please let it go. Rash, please. And I put my hand up to him, just like, look, I was with Nana. Just for him to sniff.
And he just lets out a whimper. And he lets go, but with the biggest blob of saliva.
I'm sorry, buddy. I go to like rub his head, but then I'm like, I know he doesn't want me near him. I'm sorry. I tried. I did.
He kicks back with his back legs and he just scuffing into the blankets. And he just kind of hunkers down by the front of the door, kind of circling and then plopping.
Oh,
thank you. I genuinely thought that was how I was going to go. Oh.
Are you okay? Also, what the heck is going on?
Birdie.
Yeah?
It's me. Silas.
Fia's eyes go wide. What? Are you... I am so confused, Silas. Are you okay? Where are you? Are you actually in here in the toy? Or are you projecting your voice into the toy? What's going on?
Oh. Birdie. Yes, it's me. Silas.
Repeating the same thing again. This kind of clicks a little. Silas, how are you?
If you're hearing this message, I am dead.
His face drops.
The family did away with me. They will forget me.
What can I do?
Oh. Birdie. It's me. Silas.
Where are you?
I am dead. The family have done away with me. Then they will forget me.
How can I stop them?
You will attempt to stop Ronnie and Claudine, but you mustn't. They will kill you. Then they will forget you too.
Is there nothing I can do?
The stage. It is powerful.
What does the stage do?
Controls. Hypnotizes. Remembers and forgets.
What part of the stage does this?
Oh, Birdie. It's me, Silas.
Tell me about the stage.
The stage is dangerous.
How do I stop it?
You cannot.
What does it do?
Hypnotizes. And again, it repeats the same information.
I guess she just keeps trying different variations to see if she can get any more out of the doll at all.
As you ask about the stage, it says the same stuff.
Yeah.
And where you go too far with the line of questioning, it reverts back to introducing itself, recognizing your voice and telling you it's Silas.
I think after a little while, I do give up with it. But just to be safe, I place it up on, I clean it down and I place it up on a higher shelf so that Rash can't get it.
As you kind of clean, you see that it's small, ornate little clockwork ballerina, and well made. But you can see all kind of like where the joints and the balls and kind of the gears clicking. There's a few. They're little dents where maybe Rash's back teeth would have gripped it a small bit. No real damage done. Give me an investigation check.
17.
As you were cleaning, and more so as a kind of like lifting her up, and you can kind of see there in what would be the bodice, but it's the main kind of compartment with like where a lot of the gears are moving. There is something inside.
Oh, I want to. No, I can't get it out.
It's fixed in. You see it. It looks to be like a vial.
A vial. I move it over into the light just to get a better look at what is in the vial, what's going on with it. It's a container, but you can't see. There's something in it, but it's wrapped. You can't see what it is. I guess I'm going to try and take this apart to get to it. I don't know what to roll to do that or how I would manage it.
You've no tools?
Like I have my daggers, I have a tinder box with little bits in it, like
tinder box is just for lighting fires. There's
flint and stuff in it.
No, that dagger is your best bet. You would have to break her to get this out.
I think just for the good of everything, I'm actually going to break it to get this thing out of it. Just feeling so lost and without a direction to go in to try and fix this.
As you set her down, actually, I tell you what, you describe. I think that would be nicer. What to get it? What is Fia doing to get to this?
So, placing it down with such delicacy because it was something that was left for her by Silas, and now knowing that he's passed, just this wave of sadness has washed over her, and then this growing concern then for others who are in the cabaret, especially now Seamus, who had been sequestered away recently. And she places it down and does stare at it for a while, and in a way kind of takes a moment to honour Silas the same way you would someone passing at a funeral or anything like that. And then she takes her dagger and she starts slowly working around the head of the doll, thinking that this might be the quickest way to get down into the cavity of the body to see if there is any sort of seams on the actual frame of the body itself that she could start popping open with the tip of the dagger.
Give me a roll of a d20, and you can add your dex modifier.
17.
Trying to be as delicate as you can. She's quite a delicate little piece. You can see it. It's kind of as you kind of maneuver kind of the tip of the dagger kind of into the kind of the joint around the neck, you already feel kind of a bit of resistance. And one of the arms kind of flinches. Like it's not a flinch as if you hurt a living thing, but it sort of jutters as if you kind of stopped kind of a flow of a gear. There's a clicking sound, and you press. She's about the size of a large rag doll, more ornate and delicate. But the front opens, and there is just a jarring, clicking, tearing sound, as if it's been kind of forced open, like close to the whatever mechanism was locking it in place. But you pop, and then you just hear, "Oh, and the gears stop moving.
Oh.
You can see the little container. It's interesting. It looks as if it's part of the doll, like the way
Like near like a circular system in it,
Yes,
is it? I gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
but it's about the size of a test tube.
Right.
Like a small little kind of column of glass, and it's set in. As you pull it free, there is just a small little kind of cork at the top of it, and it's just paper inside. Sheets and sheets of paper.
I take them out and start looking at them.
You recognize them for what they are immediately. They're diary entries. Silas or Alexei Valescent from the village of Nevermount wrote an account of his time with the Faelight Cabaret, how he caused an accident during his apprenticeship. Another apprentice died. He was blamed. He fled. And Ronnie and Claudine came upon him. He joined when he was only a boy. It's not that there's an encyclopedia of pages. There are just these sort of snatches
Of time.
But that first page it's his name. It's who he is before he was in the Faelight Cabaret. Siphoning through the rest, there's talk of the family, a new life, a new identity, a new name, performing, and generally sort of he seems to be kind of finding his place. Claudine and Ronnie kind of see the value in his skill and what he can do with the clockworks. There's a large gap between that and the next page. And there's a couple of different drawings of the stage.
Mm.
And there's notes. And you just see on the back of one of them, Ronnie has my plans, won't tell me what he's doing with them. Next chunk are all about Alexei being suspicious of Ronnie and Claudine, but frightful to do or say anything. And the entries get more and more distant in terms of the time. But there are scraps of paper with villages, towns between Gaelshire and Vijzaj, even some further north to Rotherham that you think you remember seeing on a map somewhere.
Which I assume then in Fia's head helps show the spread of time for this, considering
They've been
how long
doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Every village has an amount, like a number beside it. And occasionally you come across just traveling merchant, dead. Young musician, dead. Nosy mayor, dead. Just, he's making a record of the people that have been killed or vanished in these towns.
Wow. Seeing all of this, Fia bundles them back up and hides them. And she delicately puts the tube back inside the doll and tries to it might not go back together, but tries to put, it's probably not going to work, but does put the doll back together, sitting on a shelf.
Is there anything else Fia does?
I think the last thing she does, seeing Rash kind of curled up in a ball by the door, is that she takes one of the blankets off her bed and wraps it around him. And for the first time, I don't know how he'll react, but she slowly just rubs the center of his back in a very soft, more like expressing her sorrow through that touch.
He doesn't seem to react.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't growl.
Yeah.
But there's nothing from it. He's just quiet.
Yeah. It's just a very 15 seconds, and then she gets up, pushes her mattress back into place, gets ready for bed, and goes to sleep for the rest of the night.
When you fall asleep, and it doesn't come quickly, like I kind of imagine kind of maybe thoughts running through Fia's head of
very much
chatting
so
to that conversation with Nana and Sykes, then
a timeline of Silas's life is playing through her head.
You fall asleep only for what feels like a couple of seconds, when there is just, you feel the caravan jostle. You can see light cracking in from the closed wind shutters. Rash is kind of in a corner, just like munching on that bread roll you tried to bribe him with the night before.
Mm.
You do hear kind of people calling out again, moving out, diggers to the front. The roads need to be cleared and swiped. The day passes like the previous, with provisions being kind of brought to you. Is there anything in the interim that you would like to do?
Well, I suppose it's depending on the weather. I think
it is much of the same.
Much of the same. She does wrap up in her like cloak and stuff like that, and I think for a period of time does kind of sit up on the roof just looking at stuff going by while it's bright. I know she probably can't see much with the snowfall, but just to like not be staring at the four walls of her cabin for the day.
There is a moment. It has like it's bright, but it's grey, and there like the snow continues, and you see at the front, you see all this crew sort of digging and like moving huge mounds of snow to the side and kind of clearing the path. You felt kind of the bumps feel like it's just the road, but slightly different. And then it's only when you kind of look around, the wind kind of whipping all around you, there's a moment where it clears and the light kind of just streams through it. You are crossing this huge stone bridge.
Mm.
And you can just see this valley below you, 200-300 feet below, and this frozen river just cutting through it. Mountains swallowed at either side. It feels like you are leaving Galeshire formally. Like that, if this was kind of the boundary, there's just that moment, and there is a weird sense of deja vu, as if you remembered the bumps of the stones on this bridge, and that memory of the caravan and travelling to Galeshire and Vijzaj that doesn't quite feel like your own drifts to the back of your mind.
Probably rattles of tools hanging up as well, clinking away. It's like, that's not in my caravan.
As the memory kind of drifts to the front of your mind, and that with it, that sort of that nostalgia of, no familial feeling comes with it. It is an empty memory.
I think she's wondering why, but then also she's not concerned either because she has no attachment to it.
Yeah.
And she just kind of lets it drift by. It's like, okay, I was here before, I guess.
Wind picks up, and like that view sort of vanishes. It starts to get like a biting cold, and you are now getting hit by, it's not quite snow, but hail as well. It kind of starts to patter, and the caravan kind of trudging on, you are kind of forced inside. You continue, like the train, the troop continues to move, and you start to see the kind of, you're only telling time by just the light as it kind of cracks in through the shutters.
Yeah.
Drifting into evening and twilight, and then the dark. And the dark comes quickly. You don't know if it's because of the weather, you don't know if it's the time of the year, but the dark comes quickly. Several hours ago, the familiar feeling of those bumpy stones under the wooden wheels of your caravan passed. Again, you hear a call from Ronnie.
Alt. Make camp. We weather the storm. Is it me?
Again, it's just this sort of almost like rallying of the troops sort of a thing. You know, it's like his captain's call or leader of the pack kind of a thing that he's done every other night. Food is brought. Night rolls in. The carriage is blasted at either sides by the wind and the hail and the snow. Rash climbs up onto the bed with you. It's that cold and he's that desperate for warmth that you just feel it screech past.
Yeah, I'm leaning against him for body heat as well, for sure. Not looking at him, not like, because I know he probably doesn't want me to give him that attention, but just leaning against him to give him my heat and him to give me his.
And with that, that's where we'll leave Fia and the Faelight Cabaret for this episode. You've been listening to Romancing the Dungeon with Louise and me, Declan, your Dungeon Master. Our theme song, Fight for Each Other, is by Stephen Tynan and Abby Soiree, and our podcast artwork is by Dahi C Designs. It's a lot of fun doing this sort of back and forth in the narrative. I've really enjoyed where the guys are at as they kind of venture through the mountains and then jumping back to Fia. I don't know, maybe you're sitting there going, I hate it. It's the worst thing ever. This is so confusing. Where's everybody now? We were recently asked to kind of maybe demonstrate kind of like on if there was a timeline. This feels like the MCU, but not. But like to try and map it out for everybody. That's actually over on our Discord. We did kind of put that together a small bit. Anyway, I'm going to rant and prattle and ramble. I want to highlight that. Well, I guess what I want to say is a big thank you to everybody who got involved in this year's D8 Dungeon Drive. If you are following us on social media, you'll see that not only did we hit our goal of $5,000, we actually ended up raising just over $14,000 for Project Hope. If you played, watched, donated, shared, told a friend, thank you. We're actually in the middle of looking to grow some of our shows. If you follow us on social media at D8 Dungeon, or you drop over to our Discord server, and there's a link to that in the episode description, we have put up an application form. We are looking for players for some new shows, and if you want to play games with us, then that's the best place to check it out. If you have any questions about any of that, DM us wherever you use social media. We're back in 2 weeks' time for the next episode. We'll see you then. And if you notice the slight change in the accent there, it's because I remembered what Nana sounds like. So I've kind of lost it now again, but we'll see what I'll do with it.